Hey, what's up, guys? So I've heard an argument in the past, and it's usually in regards to teachers carrying guns, and the comment will go something along the lines of, "But do we really want to live in that world where teachers are armed like they are in Israel?" They see what it's like with teachers in Israel, where they carry rifles, capable defensive rifles. And they ask themselves, do we really want to live in that world? And it always makes me think of, you don't get to choose the world you live in. What builds that perimeter that you call normal, that outlier space, is full of situations of people that are doing harm to others or pushing the boundaries of what you consider normal, making you feel uncomfortable with your normal day. And you accept them because most of the time they are legal and they're lawful and all those things. But when it comes to evil, pure evil that wants to do harm to others, you don't choose that. You don't get to you don't get to pass a law that makes you feel a certain way that, yeah, okay, yeah, we're living in that world. We want to push the envelope for that world. That's what we want to live in. The crazy people do that. The people that want to do you harm do that. You have the opportunity to acknowledge that and defend yourself. And when I hear that argument, I say, look, you don't get to control what world we live in, but we know that the recent shootings, the principal, the teachers, the ones that put their kids in the closets and then lied to the shooter and said, no, they're not here, or the principal that ran at a shooter carrying a rifle with no weapon. The one thing we know for sure is that the mind and their bodies were ready to commit to the defense of those children. But what didn't exist was the ability and the right, the unadulterated right for them to have whatever tool is most efficient to them to be able to defend those kids. That principle is one of the most selfless individuals that we have in our society in the last decade, multiple decades.
And the teacher.
And the teacher. Some of the most selfless people we have or have had the glory of having in our society. And they threw themselves in front of somebody with so much greater force, and they had nothing to equal that. That's what a gun does, is it equals the playing field. It doesn't make you crazy. The normal people just have the ability to defend against the crazies. That principal, that female principal who threw herself forward, if she had the ability to defend herself with a firearm, a power equalizer, she might have changed that whole situation. She might have changed that whole situation. And when I think of all the repercussions that have come from her being prevented from having that firearm, to now having more gun bans, right? The absence of the gun in the gun-free zone is going to make more gun bans happen. I mean, do you understand how crazy that is? And the people who are going to get affected the most are the women, are the people who are not physically fit and prepared to defend themselves, or are physically fit but are faced with greater numbers than they can handle. Mob rule, bullies, and rapists. Australia has a gun ban. And the women in Australia have a 3 times more likely chance of getting raped than in this country. Why is that? It's because a gun...
Actually, I think that Australia has a smaller population and
smaller
3
population.
times as many women get raped. For every 1 American woman, 3...
So, not only does Australia have a smaller population than America, their women get raped 3 times more likely. Why? Because as simple as this little thing here, this little gun can't be in a woman's purse. to defend herself, or in a teacher's purse, or in a drawer, or on their person to defend against evil. I mean, what do you say? I mean, how do you make the dialogue go to discussing how us rational people can defend against evil and crazy? Children get killed. The statistic for a child getting killed in a school shooting is though they got struck by lightning. So we are going to rule out all guns, semi-automatic guns, assault weapons ban across the board to prevent lightning strikes? Who are you hurting? How many people have to get hurt? Yeah, this goes back to my video on the Hashnazi channel, which I'll link to, which is the mass shooting video that I made after the Sandy Hook shooting, and it's about removing the gun-free zone. It's about making people that would do harm think that there might be individuals with weapons in the place I'm going. You don't even have to be armed. That whole school could have no guns, but the thought that they might just save a lot of kids. All right. Take it easy, guys.